Oh.
Okay, so yeah, my topic is on importance of communities in gaming, online gaming or just gaming in particular. So a couple of definitions on it. What is an online community? So it's a web-based virtual community formed of people who come together for a specific purpose. So answer questions, get advice, receive support on the topic, or collaborate on it, etc. And then in terms of gaming community itself, a group of people bound by common interests, common passions, and the will to share it. So communities are micro-societies with their own social rules, languages such as slang, etc., legends and heroes, so current members and past members. Gaming community can cater to new members or be clique-like. So just like if you want to be like a hardcore community, so only like long-term members of the community and the topic are welcome. So companies can often build the communities to provide customers with social benefits, and this has the intentional side effect of building and extending brand loyalty to the company. So increased brand loyalty means increased longevity of the game and patience from players during development cycles of new releases, etc. while the game might be in a lull for a little bit. So the life cycle of a community, the birth, so your topic is announced, there's a place to discuss it. This is before it's been released or anything. And then youth and changes, so early adopters, pre-launch. And then after the launch, later generations will come in, and each generation will have a different outlook on the game and different spirits or what they're looking for joining into the community. And then, of course, migrations. Eventually your players will leave. Not every game can exist forever. Players will leave in chunks, and then players leaving on their own will often look for members of past communities they've been in when they're going into new ones. So this is where brand loyalty can come into play when you want to keep them in your new releases or any other expansions you're bringing into the game. So importance of communities, user acquisition, so word of mouth, virality. Something like, let's just look at Fallout 4, which released recently. The amount of hype and everything about that game, like even if you hadn't played any of them before, like you're likely to just look at it and might want to take it up. User retention, come for the game, stay for the community. That's what we're just talking about, retention. So gaming communities build loyalty to the brand, developers and publishers. So then support as well, forum support, like your users are probably your best testers. They're constantly playing the game day in, day out, so you're going to be your first point of feedback for any issues they might be coming into. Some examples of good and bad communities. So good, we have Left 4 Dead here and Little Big Planet, and then bad, League of Legends and Call of Duty. I have a question mark beside League of Legends there, we'll dive into it a little bit more, but we take the good and the bad together. So the good examples, Left 4 Dead. So the difficulty of Left 4 Dead kind of increased the camaraderie in your 4-player team if you wanted to complete the game. You couldn't really do it alone versus AI. So even to this day, the community is still active, and just yesterday morning, or this morning, I was able to join into the game straight away and play away. That's from 2008, so a 7-year-old game, and it's still going strong. And then you have direct community support through Steam, so you can just jump into games with your friends or have voice chat through the client and forum discussions, etc. A Little Bit Planet, I haven't actually played it myself, but just some other people's thoughts on it. So toxicity, few and far between. The game design fosters friendly community. Maybe just kind of like maybe a kid's game you could label with it, probably. So it has a rating system to promote good behavior from playing with others, and yeah, just community-driven game through content being produced, etc. Why are they bad? So the game design itself can foster specific player behavior. So League of Legends and CODs are very fast-paced, high-stressed player versus player rather than player versus AI, and they're team fights, so you're relying on other players. So while you, player A, might be working hard to perform, player B could make a simple slip up and then throw away all that effort that you've been putting in for the last 40 minutes or whatever. So then comparing League of Legends and CODs to the good examples, Left 4 Dead and Little Big Planet, yeah, that's just more the point you're going over, that you're playing versus AI in a relaxed environment rather than competitive high stress environment. And then if you want to go then to compare the stress and competitiveness to another game like StarCraft, where that is a very high compete level, but you don't have the same issue with toxic players. It probably comes down to people not being able to just play well with others, because in StarCraft obviously you're just one-on-one, so if anything goes wrong, only yourself to blame at the end. So how to fix the bad? So for League of Legends in particular, Riot has developer influence directly with how to solve the issue of toxic players. So even the nice players can get frustrated at times. Players hate the negativity while they may themselves participate in it at times. So it's a weird ecosystem that Riot have navigated very well. They do this by banning players for leaving games, etc. There's a player-driven tribunal system, so when players are reported, it's opened up to the community. They have a very open approach with all the issues in the game. So then players can peer review any issues, and then it's percentage-based. And then there's also incentives to judge fairly, and you'll get titles and rewards. And then in-game itself, there's honor systems for teamwork, honorable players, friendly and helpful. And then yeah, it's just saying that even the pro players aren't exempt from these rulings. So how to foster the good environments. Communities can be self-sustaining, but then you'd often want to give them some tools to kind of work away on their own. These are just a few examples of it: websites, fan pages, newsletters, voice chat support, guild and clan support. And then community management yourself. You want, while they can be self-sustaining, ideally you want to have some people, official members of your team, directly influencing the community. These would be your community management. So they can be developers or recruited community managers to start with, and then in time, most valuable posters or reliable members of the community can receive some sort of authority from the developers on their game. So yeah, community managers are your first point of contact for players to be able to answer more absurd questions and provide answers with more authority to the community. And then there's just a few examples of what responsibilities community managers should have. So they have to be active, know their community, remain trustful, reliable and unbiased, and inform and entertaining at the same time. You don't want to be too serious with your community all the time. And then, yeah, never underestimate the community. They are your driving force of your game and stuff. So just a few topics that you look for in the essay that I haven't really gone into much, but questions that should be posed. Will having better communities promote addiction if it exists? Social isolation, you have your online community, your online friends, so why do you need real world friends as such? And then exposure, yeah, communities are open and unmoderated often, so kids can go into adult communities as such where language isn't filtered out, etc. Yeah, so then any questions?
Yeah. You talked about Riot Games and navigating the community, the toxicity in the community. How?
Well, we just showed you there, opening up all the reports to the community itself. Then the community, judge fairly, they want their community to be good. So they're going to, if they see toxic reports coming in, they're going to report, ban those players and all vote against them. We don't want these kind of players in the game. So over time, it will filter them out.
Yeah, they just released a new in the next patch.
Yeah, I know.
Tests. Yeah. So
I think that
for toxic players won't be able to get these new items as a result. So.
An approach I've seen for creating good environments is instead of banning players, because if you ban players, they won't play the game, and if they're not playing the game, they're not going to purchase anything.
Yeah.
So the idea is to actually create a rehabilitation. So instead, if you put all your bad eggs in one basket, think of it that way.
GTA does that. If you get branded as a bad sport in Grand Theft Auto Online, you will be match-made into lobbies purely with other bad sports.
Yeah.
So they lump all bad players together.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop
That's
happening.
not working.
Interesting.
If a player becomes a community manager,
yeah.
what sort of time investment are we talking about?
I don't know now.
Kevin O'Sullivan.
I'd say they have to be fairly active. An example is the World of Warcraft forums. They have MVPs where Your developers or actual GMs, I think, would have blue text and the green text is a little less official, but they're often very well informed. They seem to be very active, like daily, almost like, I'd say a couple of hours just going through posts and looking up information and feeding back to the community. I've never done it myself, but the ones that are actually active there, they seem to respond to everything almost.
It'd be interesting to find out, sort of time investment or maybe.
Community managers are normally full-time jobs.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Well,
But if it's a player,
community managers would be, sorry, I was talking about, I thought you meant
the player.
the player that would
Yeah.
be promoted.
Yeah, you mentioned that a
I
player
think
is
that would be
promoted.
part-time, maybe extended to full-time, they could get, sometimes they've been reports of them getting
Selling.
recruited full-time, yeah.
Just was a mistake you made with StarCraft. You were saying that StarCraft is 1v1. That's not necessarily true.
Well, I'm sorry.
There are a large number of leagues where it's team-based.
Yeah, but just, it was a 1v1 example, like the competitiveness generally, it's just like,
Yeah, it generally
hey,
happens.
hello, good luck at the beginning and
Yeah.
GG, well played at the end, like that's generally all the chat that goes on.
Also, on the subject of community managers, Extra Credits did an episode about community managers, which might be worth looking into.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Kev. Well done.
Thanks.